What's up, survivors? So, y'all, it is the beginning of my spring break week, and I am super excited about some much needed rest and relaxation. My mama's coming into town, so I know it's going to be a phenomenal week. But before I get ready to go into hibernation, because that's what I'm about to do, I wanted to talk to you guys for just a little bit about one of my favorite hiding places. So when I was a kid and my cousins or my friends or anybody would come over to the house, we would play hide and seek. And there weren't a lot of like super inconspicuous hiding places in my parents' house. But especially not many that you could get to within 30 seconds. Because if I remember correctly, that's like how long you had before, the person who was counting ran to come find you. But I had one favorite. So, my absolute favorite hiding space was in my bathroom in the shower. And what I would do is I would take the shower curtain and I would pull it just halfway so that the shower looked like it was open. And so I pulled the shower curtain halfway, stand behind the shower curtain, and then I would leave the door to the bathroom wide open. And I found that this was the best hiding place because number one, I didn't have to move anything around in order to access it. And more often than not, the person who was the seeker, if they saw that the bathroom door was left open, they made the assumption that nobody was in there. And so, if you've been following me for the last 2 weeks, you already know about the power of hiding in plain sight. So, here's the thing about that hiding place. Because it was such a good hiding place, as a kid, it sometimes felt like I was hiding forever before somebody actually found me, or at least before they would say, everybody come out, and I would quickly come and slip out of my hiding place before anybody could figure out where it was. Now, mind you, the whole game probably only took about 10 minutes. But if you know me, you know that's my attention span now. So I imagine that back then my attention span was like way less than that. And so I literally would feel like I was hiding for days. So, side note, about 3 weeks ago, I began studying some parables in the book of Luke. And literally around that same time, I want to say the same day that my video dropped about hiding in plain sight, my pastor preached on hiding time. And so last week, I released kind of like a midweek exclusive that I just posted on my channel. If you were a subscriber, you saw. And then this Sunday, my pastor continued on with the hiding time as his theme. And so I literally say all of that to say that if you are not under the spiritual covering of somebody who gets words from Christ that are specifically for you, like pray on that because yeah, it's a real thing and it's powerful. So back to my hiding place. So because my shower curtain spot proved to be the ultimate hideout, I typically use this space over and over and over again over the course of a game. And sometimes I would just switch it up and do the exact same thing, but I would go and hide in the guest bathroom. And if I wasn't found, I just didn't see a need to change spaces. But every once in a while, during that time while I was waiting for my hiding place to be discovered, I would begin to plan my next move. Well, this week, my pastor preached from Luke chapter 2, verse 52. For context, this is the story known as Boy Jesus at the Temple. At the time, Jesus is 12 years old and his family has gone to Jerusalem for the Passover celebration, the same way that they do every year. And the whole crew is heading back. And while they're on the road home, his parents realize that he's missing. And so they end up turning around and going back. And it takes them 3 days in order to find him. And when they find Jesus, he's in the temple amongst the teachers and he's listening and he's asking and answering questions. And then, the story goes on, and essentially at the end, Jesus returns home. Well, when we jump down to verse 52, it reads, and Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. So, yesterday I learned that after the time 12-year-old Jesus is referred to in Luke 2, the next chronological age reference to Jesus is in Luke 3:23. And at this time, he's 30 years old. 30 years old, y'all. Luke is giving a historical account, which I learned is called a synoptic gospel. Now remember, y'all, I'm not a Bible scholar, so I legit had to look up why when I was reading and studying in Matthew and Mark, we were talking about Jesus, we got to the end and he was grown, and now we back in Luke and he's 12 again. And so I had to, read and study because I didn't get it. And so now I know that they're all synoptic gospels. And so anyway, but I say all of that to say that I'm playing hide and seek, right? And I'm bored because I haven't been found and it's been 10 minutes tops. And Jesus was legit MIA for like 18 years. And that's not to say that he was sitting in a cave somewhere, but based on the accounts from the gospel, he wasn't a part of the action during that time. But what he also wasn't doing was he's not sitting around somewhere twiddling his thumbs. You see, Jesus understood both components of this thing way better than I did. It's called hide and seek, y'all. Hide and seek. While Jesus was waiting to be found, to make his ministry to make his ministry debut, which is what we hear about in Luke chapter 3:23. Luke 2:52 tells us that Jesus sought wisdom. He grew in stature, which of course could be interpreted as physical or mental maturity, which he would need both of those for the road ahead. He sought God, which means he was growing spiritually, and he sought people, which meant that he was gathering his crew. He was building relationships. He was seeking wise counsel. Jesus wasn't just hiding during this 18 years. He was preparing for his next move. Maybe you're like me and God's got you in hiding right now. And it feels like you've been there forever. Well, Lamentations 3:25-26 beautifully states, "The Lord is good to those who hope in him. To the one who seeks him, it is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord." Wait quietly, hide, hope in him, seek. And I'll leave you guys with this. 2 Peter 2:8-9. But don't forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promises, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. Hide, wait patiently and quietly, seek, hope in him. I hope that spoke to someone the way it spoke to me. I pray that you all have a phenomenal week because I most certainly am going to rest and relaxation all week long. I thank you guys for tuning in to week number 14 of the Survival Guide. I'll see y'all next time.